Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So for a while now, a few of you have asked me a similar question, not about the Regal, not the Regals here, or the 325, but the Mark V. Well, today I'm not going to answer that question. Unfortunately, it's still not back yet. But what I can answer is another question you've asked me a lot about, which is actually the most popular video on the channel, and that's more about the post office scammell. So let's do post office scammell part 2. But before we can get out, we'll have to move these three out the way, because the scammell stays behind them. So better get going. I wish I took the keys out. Right guys, we've got a path cleared, so we're inside the scammell now. It's time to fire it up. Before we do, what we're going to cover is a couple of little things didn't cover last time. So the engine in this little machine is a Perkins 499. Off the top of my head I can't remember what the 99 is, but the 4 stands for 4 cylinder. It's just a small Perkins, I think it's only a 1.6 litre. And this engine doesn't have any glow plugs, so it's stubborn to start, to say the least. What it does have is a predecessor to a glow plug. This is actually fitted with what you call a thermostart, or a thermostart? Yeah, thermostart. So the thermostart basically gets a diesel supply to it. The plug, you could essentially call a glow plug, it heats up. And that's in the manifold of the engine. We'll look at it later. That plug heats up. When it's hot enough, it ignites the diesel. The diesel then is sucked into the air intake as it's trying to start the engine. And basically it starts the engine by starting it on fire. So yeah, it's pretty basic, but it works. But not everyone seems to be able to work this. I've tried showing a few folk how to start it, and yeah, different. So two things we need to do first. Well, a few things. First thing, it's out of gear. Second thing, check that the stop's fully depressed. Third, put on the ignition, although that doesn't matter, it'll start without the ignition being on, but I just like to remember to do that at this stage. Then throttle right to the floor, because it actually needs full throttle to start one of these. Now this switch I've just turned, I need to count for 15 seconds. Or thereabout. And basically it's a three-way switch. So one side to the left you've got heat and then heat start, which is for when it's cold, and to the right it's just got start for when it's warm. I dare say that's about 10 seconds we've held it. I haven't heard the thing go pop yet. Sometimes you hear it going pop. We'll give that a try now and see what it does. There she goes. So you have to keep the throttle down a bit when it starts, otherwise it will just conk out again. Spring-loaded ignition switch, so it goes back to normal. And it turns out the battery is quite low because it's charging at 30 amps at the moment. So let's get it out to the container and get a look round it. So unlike another vehicle, the gear stick on a Scarab is down on the right instead of like your normal car, which is in the middle. And here we go. Now, I might be a bit quiet doing this, and I'm not sure if the camera will stay up because we have to go down a bump. think we made it. we're out. So the throttle sometimes doesn't spring back as well as I'd like in this. So you sometimes have to give it a bit of helping hand just to put back. We're going to let it idle a little minute before we switch it off and have a look at the engine. But at the moment, when it's on idle, it's not charging. Bring up the revs and it starts charging the back bit quite happily. We'll let you have a quick look at this because it's actually quite interesting to see. So the Scarab dash, ampage is charging there. See if I put it down to idle, amps kick out. It's possibly needing some adjustment because the electricals are all down this side. So you've got fuse box at the top, indicator relay at the bottom, and in the middle is the voltage regulator. But anyway, and then obviously my tripod. Right, we'll head out in a minute though and we'll see how this actually is all working on the outside and give you a more in-depth look. So, in fact, while we're in here, we'll start with the easiest thing. Trailer brake, trailer release, and the tractor unit brake. So we can actually give you a demonstration of the trailer release from here. As you'll see it, just in the middle. I can reach the handle. You just see that lever's moving out the back. And that's basically if you want to release the trailer. That's all it is, it's as simple as that. There's not much else to inside the cab. Dashboard, very simple as I've showed you. Ignition switch, indicator, horn. This one does have a fan switch, but it's not connected. Mainly because I haven't been able to get the fans done in it, and without the fan there's less pipe work to be worrying about, because the fan takes its heating off the engine, so you have to run coolant pipes to the fan, which is mounted down and below there. Anyway, I think that's run long enough. So to shut it off, pull the stop, go off the ignition, and we'll go and have a look at the engine. Right guys, let's take the cover off and you can see this beast of a Perkins. Some water landed on it. I don't know where that came from. Right. I will put this inside so it doesn't get damaged. So here it is. I'm going to actually do this off camera so you can get a proper look at it. So we'll take it off the tripod, have a nosy around here. So this, it does look slightly scubby, as I would say, but it is fully operational, the engine, and all correct, apart from this pipe that I had to make myself because I don't have the pipe for it, and this is actually a later addition. But yeah, she's a little Perkins. Vacuum pump to power the servo. So this servo is purely for the trailer brake. That's all it works. Again, when you push the pedal, it activates the trailer brake. The tractor's brakes are actually controlled by these two rods down the bottom. No, sorry, wrong rod. It's one of these rods. Where is it? Oh, it's down this side, look. It's that 8mm rod down there, which I've changed to stainless and reused the original pieces so it never rusts. Yeah, vacuum tank at this side, diesel tank at that side, which is missing its filler gauge, how much is in it gauge, level fuel tank gauge, that one. So yeah, a few things like that. We'll have a look at this side of the engine. So as you see here, we've got the oil filter, we've got the diesel injection pump, a new stainless pipe and exhaust because that was all rotten when I got it, and the injectors. So it's just pretty basic, there's not much to it. David Brown gearbox and rear axle, I believe. So we'll come back around this way, and there's one part of the engine I said I was going to show you, which I haven't done yet, which is this. This is the thermo start. So that goes away, fuel feed up from there, and that comes off the spill pipe system from the injectors. So that goes right round there, then that actually backfills to the fuel tank. So once it's full to the top, it leaks out. It's nice and messy. Yeah. But anyway, so that's how that works. Another thing a lot of you have asked me about was the trailer hitch, which is this one here. So this is specific to 3-ton Scammell trailers, this style of hitch, just because of this bit. The rest of it I believe is the same, or similar. So we've got the trailer hitch mechanism where you listen for 2 clunks, and 1, 2, and the trailer's attached, you can drive off. We've then got the trailer electrical connections. So this one's pretty obvious, black wire, so that's earth. And basically the trailer comes up, it's got brass tabs that sit down like that, comes up, hits them, couples up your electrics. So as I say, earth, that one is brakes, and this one is side lights. It's pretty basic, there's not much to it. It is a very simple little machine, this. I'm trying to look over it and thinking what I haven't told you about the last time. It's really tricky. I'm not going to run about with it today because it's obviously quite fine just to hit here, and I have a few other things I need to get done today, which I've just found out. But yeah, so it's a few little new details about it. Is there anything else I've been asked about it? Off the top of my head, I don't think so. I know the engine was asked about a lot. The hitch system was asked about a lot. Now I've actually done another review with the cab. I think that's covered it. There's not much more to show you about this one. I mean, it's a lovely little machine, but there's not a lot more to show you about this specific Scammell. Stay tuned in the future though, because we will be going back to his trailer to get that finished really soon, hopefully. And I guess that's probably it for this video. I said I've been going to do this for a long time, so I wanted to get it done and do a video for you on the Scammell. But anyway, I'm going to go and get tidied up because I don't want to get a mess. I'm actually in clean clothes today, so I don't want to make a mess of them. I've only bought them recently. Great attire for going in oily stuff, I know. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little look at the Scammell again. If you have any more questions on it, let me know. I will try and do shorts on any questions in the future about this vehicle, and hopefully I'm able to come and see it at some shows next year again. But anyway guys, I'm going to go and get going, and I hope we'll see you again soon. And remember to hit the subscribe button if you want to go up to date with this, that, or anything about here that's freewheeler or anything related. So yeah, and woo, we've passed 2,000 subscribers. So remember and I'm getting all tongue-tied now. Remember and keep hitting the subscribe button if you want to keep up to date with all these kind of things, and join the Lewi Productions channel page basically. So, see you soon guys.